everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video I'm going to be doing my second installment of my beginners series. This is going to be all about your blush, your bronzer and your highlight. Now this isn't going to be too long because there's not too much to talk about when it comes to them three products, but I didn't feel as though I could just miss them out because I'm obviously going to be doing the flawless base and then the eyeshadow, and I just felt like not many people go into depth about their bronzer, the blush and the highlight, so I thought I'd just do a video about them three products so that you can get it right basically. I really hope you guys find this helpful because first installment that I did for my flawless base got so many good reviews and I'm so happy that you guys liked it, so I really hope you guys enjoy. So starting off with bronzer, I really love to use this Avon Glow bronzer. Now, the reason why I love this so much is firstly because it's really affordable. It's always on sale for about £5, so very affordable, and secondly because it's got a really nice undertone to it. It's not too cool toned and it's not too warm toned. Now when people talk about cool and warm toned, basically what they mean is when they say cool toned it resembles more of a greyish brown. When they say it has a warm undertone they mean it has kind of like an orangey browny undertone, if you get what I mean. Hopefully that makes sense. And basically the reason why most people use a cool toned powder for their contour is because it's kind of more towards the grey kind of tone, it resembles more of a shadow, whereas for bronzer obviously you don't want your bronzer to look like a shadow on your face, you want it to add warmth to your face, which is why you typically want to use kind of a warm toned product. I would say this is kind of in between a warm and a cool tone because it's not too warm where it looks orange, but it's definitely not cool tone, so that's why I really love this product. Now for your bronzer, the main reason people wear bronzer is to bronze up their face basically, to add a bit of colour back in, because when you have your foundation and your concealer and your powder you tend to look quite flat looking, and you want to add some dimension without doing contour, because on an everyday basis most people don't really want to be wearing contours. How I do my bronzer is I just use my Real Techniques blusher brush and dab a bit into the product and then literally just smile and literally just apply it to this area here. I also like to suck in my cheeks because I don't want it to go below this area here. I just want it to be on this high point in my face. I'm just swirling the brush back and forth, but I'm not taking it too far down, I'm just keeping it in this area here. And as you can see that's just added some colour back into my face. I also like to take it on the forehead to kind of balance out the colour that you've applied to the cheek. If you've got a small forehead you may not want to do this so much, but I do it quite a lot because I have quite a large forehead. A good tip is that you might want to apply your bronzer in a 3 shape, so you go 1 and 2, so also take it down your jaw a bit and this just helps blend it into your neck. So I'm going 3 like that. Sometimes I like to bring a bit down the nose. And then that is bronzer done. Now moving on to blush, I really love to use this blush here, and this is the Rimmel Soft Colour Blush in the shade Pink Rose. Basically it's not too bright, and on an everyday basis I don't want to be wearing a bright blush, so I really love this shade. They do brighter shades and they do more kind of dull down tones, but this is kind of like a browny pink, so it's very natural. I'm just again using that same brush and I'm just going to be smiling and applying this to my apples on my cheeks and bringing it slightly up into the bronzer just to help blend it in. If you're new to blush you may want to get a colour quite similar to this one because it will go with kind of any eye look, because it hasn't got like a really strong pink undertone or peach undertone, so it will typically go with any makeup look that you want. So I'm literally just applying this to my cheeks and then bringing it up slightly into my bronzer. So blush is really simple, you just got to find a blush that kind of goes well with your skin tone, and it's basically about trial and error. If you've got paler skin you may want to go for more of a neutral blush like the one I just used, but then if you have quite a dark skin tone you can kind of experiment with quite a lot of colours. Now for highlight, personally I love to use a highlight that's kind of a champagne-y colour, and this MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle is a perfect example of like a champagne highlighter. It's got kind of gold undertones but it's also got white undertones, and pink undertones. So for my skin tone, this works really, really well. If you want to have a natural highlight, really pale people will want to go for something that doesn't have so much colour in. So if you're really pale, don't go for a highlight that's very pink or very golden, because it will look very unnatural. You just need to go for something that's lighter than your skin tone. And I know for pale people that can be quite tricky, because quite a lot of like white highlighters do have yellow undertones and they look very unnatural. But if you're pale, you've just got to find a highlighter that isn't too pink and isn't too golden. Personally for me, I can have a bit of pink and champagne-ness because I am a little bit more tanned at the moment, so I really, really love to use this shade as it looks quite natural on the skin if you apply it with a light hand. Personally, I love to go ham on my highlighter because I just think it adds that glow back into your face, because sometimes I do like a matte finish and it does get a bit flat looking, so this can definitely bring dimension back into your face. Now there's two brushes I love to use for highlighter. Is this Real Techniques setting brush and this Real Techniques stippling brush. Now the reason why I love to use these is because this you can get quite precise application with, but then the stippling brush really tends to like really blend it into the other products on your face as well. Today I'm just going to be using the setting brush and I'm just sweeping it a tiny bit into the powder and then smiling and putting it right on the tops of my cheekbones. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you want to bring them areas forward because they're the high points of your face. I also really love to put my highlighter on the apples on my cheeks, just because I think when I smile it looks really, really pretty when you have that glow there. I just love it. Like, I watched one of Saffron Barker's vlogs and she had a highlighter there, and she always does it now, but she had it there and it looks so, so pretty, so I kind of copied her and started doing it myself. But so as you can see, I'm really kind of messily applying it, but I'm not going into this area at all here. I'm not going further. I'm not going down into my blush or my bronzer. I'm literally just blending it. So doing a line and then blending it out slightly with my brush. I also like to apply some to the tip of the nose, sometimes down the bridge of the nose, depends how I'm feeling, and then on the cupid's bow because apparently it makes your lips look bigger. And I also sometimes like to just apply some in the inner corner. Another place that's really nice to apply highlighter is the brow bone. So I'm just using this foundation brush from Real Techniques because it's quite easy to get a precise application. I'm literally just swiping this onto the brow bone because, again, this is another high point of your face and you want to bring them high points of your face forward. So I now look very, very glowy, and personally I love that look. I don't like it to be really intense, like super intense, because on an everyday basis I just want to look a bit glowy, that's all. But I really, really love this highlighter. This highlighter isn't natural, but it's not really intense. It's kind of sits somewhere in the middle, so it's really, really nice. They also do ones in lots of different colours as well. A really good dupe for this highlighter is this Makeup Revolution single eyeshadow in mono eyeshadow base. I think you can get these on the Makeup Revolution website, but this is £1 and pretty sure this is £21. I mean, I know you get a lot more product in this compact and it does look a lot nicer, but for £1, if you're new to highlight, I don't think you can go wrong with something like this. So what I would do if you're new to highlight, buy lots of these eyeshadows with different undertones and just see which one you like the best. Just starting out with highlight, I would definitely go for something with quite a kind of champagne undertone if you've got a similar skin tone to me. If you're pale, you want to go for something that doesn't have much colour to it, and if you're a lot darker skin toned, then you want to go for something with a really golden undertone, because that's the shade that will look lighter than your skin, if that makes sense. So yeah, and this is the finished makeup on the skin. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Blush, bronzer and highlight isn't too difficult. There's not too much to talk about. So obviously it's not going to be as long as my first installment of this series, but I really still hope it was helpful. Give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, or if you just haven't subscribed already, I would really, really appreciate it. And leave down below any other videos you'd like me to do, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!